Okay, well, now that the episode's gone live, I can formally let everyone know that I was, in fact, a part of the new product rollout last week with Wizards of the Coast. Unfortunately, they cut me completely from the video, so I have obtained their permission to upload the uncut version where I'm a part of the call. They bring me in remotely and try to field some of my questions, although rather unsuccessfully. So I'm not surprised they cut me, but I hope you guys enjoy it anyway.
Hi everybody, I'm Maria.
And I'm Megan.
And I'm Jeremy.
And we're here inside Wizards of the Coast R&D department, which is usually top secret.
That's right, we are treading, or rather sitting, where very few people have sat before, and it's all to bring you some exciting new announcements.
In a totally unscripted, unrehearsed, for the first time ever way.
Hi, I'm Gavin Verhey, Senior Game Designer on Magic.
I'm Doug Beyer, Senior Creative Designer for Magic.
And I am Dawn Murin, Senior Art Director for Magic.
Great. I'm glad we could get you all in one place for maximum efficiency. You're all fired.
Things were bad. Then Jace was on Ixalan. Things were also bad.
Also bad. Aw. You guys said we were going to go on 3.
Now we're on Dominaria. What's next for the team?
Well, players have been aware that we're maybe building to something big, and they're right.
Oh, I knew it. Finally, they're going to fix the card stock. Thank you.
So the story is kind of leading to a huge culmination on a world
Oh. So you're not fixing card stock?
that we are excited to announce today. And that world is called,
Doug, you're killing us!
by many people,
Wait, I don't, why are you two acting like this? They told us weeks ago what the set was. What's happening?
Doug,
an exciting world and beloved world of magic.
Doug, what is it?
It's Ravnica.
Yes!
Oh my
Awesome!
goodness!
Ugh. Jeez, calm down, girls. As if returning to a popular plane again is really that surprising. I don't understand. What am I missing here?
Like, who has been taking care of Jace's sweet library while he's gone?
Is Niv Mizzet still smart, and is it?
Is Fubblthup still totally
Oh,
lost?
great question.
Gavin, we've heard that maybe we can extort some information from you about Ravnica.
Well, maybe I can tell you just a little bit more.
I actually have a non-Ravnica related question, Gavin. Do you own another shirt and vest combination? I feel like every time I see you, you're wearing the exact same clothes.
Coming out this November are guild kits. This is something brand new that we're doing. There's 5 guild kits coming out in November for Guilds of Ravnica, and then 5 guild kits coming out in February for Ravnica Allegiance. And what these are is each of them is kind of a themed deck, themed around a guild from the corresponding set. So for example, in Guilds of Ravnica, you could pick up the Selesnya deck. It features cards from all 3 blocks of Ravnica. So from Ravnica City of Guilds, from Return to Ravnica, and Guilds of Ravnica block. And it kind of features the best stuff from that guild. So you get all the mechanics meshing together, all the cool rares meshing together, and they're set up great to battle each other with. You can go toe-to-toe, Selesnya versus Rakdos, no problem.
Excuse me, Gavin. Question. So it sounds like what you're describing here is essentially intro decks, which were a colossal failure. I'm curious, why go back to that well?
Let's see, who else? Gruul, of course, being the anarchists of Ravnica. It's unapologetically balls to the wall, inspired by the 70s, 80s punk scene.
You need a piercing to get in.
You need a dozen piercings to get in.
And a mohawk.
Okay, I actually like what you've done with Golgari and maybe Rakdos a little bit, but I'm curious, when you say like chaotic, don't you think the fans might attribute that sort of behavior to Rakdos instead? Also, another question, did you just flat out rip this off from Mad Max Fury Road, or are you going to give them some sort of licensing feedback? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Let's see, Demir, as the most secretive of the guilds, got a fresh look that is inspired by undercover spies and film noir tropes.
Actually, if I could interrupt one more time. One, I want to let you know that your use of the word tropes makes me feel unsafe. So please refrain from doing that anymore. And also, I'm wondering, did you get some sort of package deal with the Mad Max folks along with the Assassin's Creed people to rip off their style too? Colt's also curious.
And the last one, Simic. We really doubled down on their role as the bioengineers of Ravnica. And so their costuming now has a sort of lab tech aesthetic.
I hate to be a stickler, but you've hit another trigger word of mine in doubling down, especially when so closely related to the word tropes. It makes me very, very uncomfortable. So please also refrain from using that again, if that would be okay with you. But also, I realize as a woman that you should be able to. I mean, ultimately, you're the boss, right? But so you started out strongly on the art with the first 2 guilds, I think, and credit where credit is due. But these last 3, in my opinion, all really missed the mark. I'm curious, what about the green robes indicates any sort of lab tech? How come they're not wearing, I don't know, glasses or, it doesn't really look like a lab tech to me. And also, I know you make fun of Shamble Shark and stuff like that, but I kind of thought that was indicative of the early stages of bioengineering and the type of things that you might see. So I'm curious what, from an artistic direction, this, giving them robes has anything to do with that.
But I have to say, October, November, that is so far away.
True.
Is there any chance you've got something that could tide us over?
Pretty sure they're all out of Tide. Looks like you've used it all up on your hair.
Well, yes, just the right question, because I do. Battlebond comes out in almost exactly a month from today, and it is pretty sweet, I gotta say.
Now, I know this question isn't on the script, but I'm actually really glad that I'm still connected to the interview at this point, because I'm curious who thought Two-Headed Giant was a great idea. I mean, I get that not every product has to be for everyone, and therefore, Battlebond certainly has every right, so to speak, to exist. I'm just curious how you think this is going to affect the current trend of sales being down 20% year over year, and how much interest you think there will actually be for some Two-Headed Giant product.
This is the first set we've made exclusively for Two-Headed Giant play. So you and a buddy can sit down and play Magic together on the same side.
See, Gavin, I don't want to nitpick here, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. How is this product going to reverse any current trends? I mean, really, you can't play Magic by yourself very effectively. So you're going to be playing the game with a friend or someone you know in most cases anyway. And certainly there's already plenty of team play available in things like Commander, where you can sit down next to your friends and play games of Magic. We've also had various products come out where you compete against an archenemy. So again, there's so many team play opportunities already in Magic the Gathering. That's really, I guess, my real question. What about Battlebond, other than the fact that it's a new product and you guys are fake excited about it, is going to change anything about the direction of Magic the Gathering?
Would love to show you, both of you, 2 brand new cards never before seen from Battlebond. Check them out. Pier, Imaginative Rascal, and Toothy, Imaginary Friend.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
They're so cute.
I love Toothy.
They're little best friends.
Okay, I don't know why you're not answering any of my questions, but I have a few questions about the art direction here. I mean, to me, digital art is not necessarily my favorite thing. Yes, it can be more detailed than your traditional drawn type art. I am just partial to that. That doesn't mean what I like is the best. It's just my personal preference. But it seems like this art direction is not the result of cheap artists, but bad direction. I'm curious, since this and the art now that we've seen from the region-locked Planeswalker decks seems to be really childish and cartoony, is this an indication that you are trying to skew younger in the demographic? Because from what I know, the game is for 13 plus, but this art clearly has a Pokemon vibe, a cheap outsourced feel, a really non-unique, a really milk toast. I don't know if these words are really resonating with you in terms of art, Gavin, but it just doesn't look great in my opinion. Is this intended?
I know I feel overloaded with information.
But seriously, thank you all so much for being here and giving us a look at the future of Magic.
Our pleasure.
Thanks to you all.
Thanks.
Thank you all so much for joining us.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, even though you basically completely ignored all my questions, and I can assume that I'll never be invited back. It was still a nice opportunity to ask direct questions to those involved, the decision makers. Unfortunately, I guess we'll have to wait for an answer till a later date.